Hello everyone, welcome back to our PokePaths playthrough of Pokemon Gold. I am Ace Trainer Greg, or for this season, MC Stan, a character based off of all Pokemon approved of by my fiance, Mary Kate. Our team currently consists of, let's see here, KEVINGARVY, the Miltank, just caught last episode, KEVINGARVY, the Bayleaf, Matt Jameson, the Scyther, Holywain, the Flaffy, Patty Levin, the Slowpoke, and our ringer Nora Durst, the Geodude. When we last left off, we had just gotten into Olivine City, and we realized that there was a sick Ampharos preventing the gym leader, Jasmine, from being at her gym. So, in order to remedy this little tiny issue, we instead have to surf and get all the way to a little town called Cianwood. Let's see what KEVINGARVY and Co. can do here. So, this is going to be our first big water route. We did get surf last time. Okay, there's nothing over here. So we did get surf last time, and as I mentioned before, one of the ways I like to make sure we get through everything on water routes is by doing a zigzag approach. On Route 40, there are a fair number of water trainers. There are actually only 4. So hopefully we can get through this pretty quickly. Let's do roll out. Should be able to knock it out. Okay. All right. One of the best parts about this game is how the surf animation is just Lapras. In later games, they turn it into this, surfing blob. In other games, well, actually, in the Let's Go games, you're on a surfboard itself, and Pikachu or Eevee will be on the surfboard as well. That's probably the best way it's ever been done, in my opinion. But the attention to detail here of the surf animation is pretty solid. I wanted to also explain a little bit of... last episode was a little bit of a difficult one because if you didn't tune in for it, we made the decision to go right, to head to the east toward Mahogany Town from Ecruteak City. And it turns out that we actually couldn't really do that because we were going to explore Mount Mortar and get the Tyrogue and evolve it up. Well, the issue that raised was that we could not end up actually getting Tyrogue, pretty much because you need Waterfall, which is the last HM you get in the game. Well, we certainly aren't going to do that quite yet, and we're not going to be able to get Waterfall all the way until the end. So we had to pivot a bit. Instead, we ended up going the more traditional left route, the west route. And with that being the case, we ran into the 5% encounter KEVINGARVY, the Miltank. Miltank was actually the Pokemon I was considering using anyway, so I figured we're just going to use it. And let's just continue to see how KEVINGARVY stacks up. It's going to be able to fill a pretty nice niche on our team. We don't really have many... we could always just use a hard heavy hitter, neutral hitter here. There are no real strong fighting types aside from Bruno coming up, and fighting isn't even that great in this generation. So I have no problem continuing to use KEVINGARVY, see how she holds up. she's hanging on to a sea Pokemon. Apparently so are we. I'll handle that. Swimmer Paula. Okay, let's see what Swimmer Paula has. Another Staryu. The Staryu sprite takes a bit of a hit in this generation. There's a lot of red in here, like red undertones, and Staryu looks more like a starfish here, in a Kynoderm, if you will. Which I guess is fitting, but also just a little strange. I think Rollout is super effective. I think Rock is super effective here, but I'm not gonna risk it. Yeah. Ooh, that withdraw animation. Looks like they have one of those Mezzaluna espresso pots. That's pretty funny. Alright. Way to go, Lori Garvey. I am, after this battle, going to try out the milk drink feature outside of battle. Let's see if we have enough HP to use it. Because last time we had like 7 HP and it didn't work. Oh, you can't use milk drink on your own Miltank. Okay, that is curious. Well, here, let's do this. Let's do milk drink in this battle. We'll take the Constrict. We're running low on strengths, too. Sorry, Lori. Yeah, the swimmer animations, these guys are ripped, but they also just look a little terrifying. They're barely wearing any swimsuits. Alright, let's use Rollout. Oh, okay. Alright, not super effective, but we should be able to take down their full team. And we should be able to tank this Aurora Beam. Yeah, Miltank has really pretty solid stats here. So, Miltank in this generation, Miltank's stats are... It has 95 HP, 80 attack, 105 defense. Special attack is 40, but 70 special defense and 100 speed. I mean, Miltank is really, really strong. You have 490 base stat total. But to be honest, you can get away with it because that speed is so high and the attack is pretty strong, and you can take hits. So I think we're going to be able to do a good amount with Miltank. Just like that. Way to go, Lori. Uh-oh, I lost. Yeah, well, sorry about that, Randall. Alright, this is going to transition quickly into Route 41. Route 41 is an interesting little path. Let's do our rollout strat again. We can hopefully survive that, but don't get poisoned. Okay. So, there's a good number of trainers on this part of, or on this route. This also is primarily home to the Whirl Islands, which is where you go if you're playing to... Oh, Lori. Alright, let's try... Let's do strength, hit through it. Come on, Lori. Ugh. Oh. Come on, Lori. Ah, there we go. So anyway, there are a good number of trainers here. We're going to want to battle as many as we can, because we want to get our guys leveled up just a little bit more. Alright, let's see. You know, actually, let's not go back just yet. We don't have to go back because Lori's going to be way in the back of our party here. Oh, wow, and I thought that guy was the trainer. Huh. I thought the tentacle we were facing was the trainer, but I guess not. Alright, well, in any event, this is... So, a lot of the Whirl Islands we can't explore through just yet. We might later on, maybe that'll be our loose ends, part of our loose ends episode. Yeah, I'll do some highlights from all there. But otherwise, I think we're going to just see what we can get through right now on our way to the next gym. There's a lot I want to do in this episode, so while I want to face every gym leader we can, I'm also not locked in on that. Yeah, I know it's not very effective, but I want to build up Fury Cutter. Especially because there's really nothing they can do against us. Ooh. Okay, well. Wow. Who would have thought the Poison Cure Berry actually would do something? Okay. I think we just keep using Fury Cutter. Nice. Oh, critical hit at the right time. Way to go, Matt Jameson. Trying to learn agility. I think we're gonna stop learning agility. We're not gonna need it. Alright. We can switch Kevin toward the back of our team now because he's all trained up. The surf music also is fantastic in this gen. I mean, they really hit it out of the park in a lot of ways. Oh, I forgot we can move Matt Jameson down too. Okay. Yeah, they hit a lot of things out of the park in this gen. Alright, well, y'all can thank me because I'm sweating in my study here so that way I don't have the AC on in order to make the sound quality passable. I am recording a little bit on the earlier side though because it is an early April game, early April day. Well, I guess mid-April. Today's tax day. But it is a beautiful, beautiful day for a baseball game. So I'm gonna go tonight with some of my friends from law school and go to get a little Phillies action in. Okay, Swimmer Susie. Swimmer Susie has a Psyduck and a Goldeen. Should be nothing but fodder for Holy Wayne. Psyduck is great, although I've never really used a Psyduck. Maybe Psyduck will get some use coming up in the gen or so. I'm trying not to plan the other generations too far in advance and just enjoy our gens while we have them. We're right around the halfway point of before the Elite Four here. And I think our team is pretty solid so far. This is one of the lower leveled Elite Fours too. We only get up to level 50. It is the strongest Pokemon in the Elite Four here. Drance's Lagonite. Lance's Dragonite. Wow, we really have had a super effective move pretty much with every Pokemon. The only one who's not going to do any damage here is going to be Nora. Ooh, maybe also Patty. Let's see, what will Shadow Ball do? Probably should be doing that, huh? We could run, but... Okay, way to go. Must be a speed tie then if we're flip-flopping back and forth. And that's just so much experience for wild Pokemon. I do see those islands blocked by whirlpools. Thank you for pointing them out. Swimmer Burke. Berkey. It's another poison type. I just find it hard to believe that our stab super effective Confusion is not more powerful than Shadow Ball, but I guess that's the case. It shouldn't be though, right? Alright, Shadow Ball is 80 base power. Oh, Patty. Alright, let's do Confusion. That was one of my favorites when it was during one of the Battle Frontier episodes. I even forget the Frontier brain. And I remember, I think he had like a, no, maybe it was a Duskull or Dusclops. And I just remember him yelling, "Use Confusion!" Alright, you know, we're gonna... Oh, sorry, Patty. Ah. Alright, well... in that case, let's just blast through as much as we can here. Let's just try and battle as many people as we can. The goal here will be to at least take on 2 gyms this episode. Let's milk drink it up, huh? nice. I think we're gonna keep milk drinking. It's so good. Wow. All right, now let's roll out. And hopefully we can... Oh, Thrash is gonna... I think we're... I think we're done. Okay, well... Let's risk it. Let's risk it all with Nora Durst. All right. Come on, Nora. Yeah. Nora Durst. You know, if you're taking down 2 Gyarados, Gyarados, Gyaradosis. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. You don't have any water type moves, Gyarados. Nora Durst, you continue to be MVP. And you know what? You have earned what you're about to receive. Nora Durst, congratulations. Youngster Joey, are you here to congratulate Nora Durst on finally evolving? After all this time? Oh, no, you want your Rattata to get his behind handed to him by Nora. Understandable. Okay, well... Let's see... Let's actually use some repels here. Make this a little bit easier. To get through some of this area. But anyway, when we were talking earlier about getting a lot done this episode, there's I think one other thing I want to add to that list. Yeah, one additional item. Okay. Before we get into that, maybe we'll just use KEVINGARVY from here on out to blast through. Starmie looks bloated in this gen. You know, for a game where most of the sprites are way better than the original, Staryu and Starmie take a pretty heavy hit. Its jewel looks too big, the crown around it, I don't know. Alright, yeah, let's use Kevin. Just blast through the rest of this. Yeah, you're gonna need, in order to get through to these islands, you have to have Whirlpool to get through, for instance, like right there. You're seeking the secrets of the Whirl Islands. You know, maybe. I think in this game, you can catch Lugia and Ho-Oh. So maybe we are trying to seek the secrets of the Whirl Islands. Okay, Kevin, good work. Oh, you've got endurance. You are missing a T on your name, sir. Why are you so concerned with our endurance? You should be looking for your missing consonant. Swimmer Wendy, okay. We've got... I told you, this is a lot of people. It does make it a lot easier to finally use repels. I'm not a big repel fan when I play through. I usually just will train up by battling them, but it does make these playthroughs a lot quicker. I don't know if it will come through on the recording, but we live across the street from a community college, and they're having a big like outdoor fundraiser with a bounce house, and it's like a whole fair, and I can hear kids screaming outside. Alright, and let's use one more. Oh, we do not have another repel. Oh, Mantine. Great little Pokemon. I was thinking about catching one. It is one of the few sprites where you can see another Pokemon in its sprite. Of how you can tell there's a Remoraid under its wing there. It is a water and flying type. Yet it does not learn fly. So we're not going to catch it. At least we're not going to catch it right now. Oof, man. Good thing we had that repel. Oh, yikes. We cannot escape. Easily. Okay. Huh. Okay, yeah. Let's go. I think now we can just head all the way to Cyanwood City. First thing we want to do while on Cyanwood is heal up our Mon. I will have you heal my Pokemon up. Thank you, Nurse Joy. We want to remember why we came all the way here to Cyanwood, and it's because we wanted to get the medicine for Amphibianthropus. So let's not forget that. Let's do that before heading to the gym. I am going to lead with Patty Levin in the gym. I know that's probably not the best idea. Oh yeah, here's where you buy the his alternative medicine, his secret potion that you can't buy anywhere else. You have to go to this little shop. I guess Amphi is taking ivermectin, or maybe it's some grass. Who knows? Centuries-old pharmacy. Kind of sounds exactly like what people push on you. Okay, you can trade for Shuckle, or you can obtain Shucky the Shuckle here. I'm not gonna do it. Okay, that's Chuck's wife. She gives you Fly, but you gotta beat Chuck first. They're not gonna make it that easy for you to beat him. They'll just give you Fly right off the bat. Chuck is a fighting type gym leader. Ooh, Black Belt Yoshi. let's just confusion them up. Oh, man. Alright, let's try Shadow Ball then. That is crazy to me that that's more powerful. But maybe we should just be using Surf then. Okay, now I'm at a loss. Oh, because Ghost is physical here? Is that why it's such a difference? That could be it. Okay. Well, this guy's really rubbing in our whole having wanted to get Tyrode. They're just gonna really rub that in because here's Hitmonlee and, well, there was Hitmonlee and here's Hitmonchan. I did always like these two. Oh. Sorry, Patty. Okay. Well, let's just roll on through with strength. Yeah, fighting type continues to not be that great in this gen. Still requires a whole lot of extra work to make it work. Hitmonlee is probably your best fighting type you're gonna get because of jump kick, high jump kick. Even then, it's not guaranteed. It's only 90% accurate, and if you miss, it does damage to itself, like what we saw earlier. So that's really not ideal either. Black Belt Lao, you should know all about that. Hitmonchan also suffers because of the whole physical special split not being a thing yet, so despite having all the elemental punches. Alright, but let's keep KEVINGARVY up front, see what we can do. You will notice that we need to use strength in order to get through the gym. Luckily we can, and we will. Machop is a pretty interesting sprite here. I think it gets a better sprite than what I had previously. Oh! Ooh, Lori, sorry. Alright, let's get Lori. Let's GTLO. Get Lori out. Yeah. Oh my god. Machoke. I would say I've seen better sprites. I don't know if I've seen a worse one. Oh man. The muscles are a bit much. Knowing Rock Slide is a bit much. Okay. Well, let's see what Holy Wayne can do. The bulging muscles, the large pecs, if you can call them that, the stance, the rippled veins. Yeah, Machoke is... I think Machoke needs is desperately in need of an upgrade or something. Okay, Black Belt Knob. Yeah, also, what's with... I know Knob is after Knob Ogasawara, but still... Oh, man. It is... all around just really rough. All right, let's go back and heal up Matt Jameson. Okay, and we are back after healing. Let's use strength. All right, Lori Garvey. Simple puzzle. My raging fists will shatter your Pokemon. Let's see about that, buddy. Black belt Lung. All right, well. Yeah, Fury Cutter's not very effective. But you know what? Is there a world where we just build it up enough? I think so. There's nothing really you can do. Yeah, I think we're just gonna build up Fury Cutter. Way to go. Alright, we'll take the 2x hit. And now I think Hyper Lung is done. A Mankey, another Mankey. Yeah, this is the part of the Johto game that gets a little bit unscripted, because there's really not much to do between these two. That was the same between these two gyms and two towns. It was really the same way with the last generation between Saffron and Fuchsia. I feel like they just try and pack too much in. Speaking of packs, you know what? Let's try Milk Drink. That's how Milk Drink works. You essentially just swap HP out. Alright, I'll take that. Let's drop a save. And let's take on Chuck for our 5th gym badge. I think because Matt Jameson is up front, Chuck is going to have 2 Pokemon here, a Primeape and a Poliwrath. There's really nothing that he's going to be able to do to Matt Jameson. So let's just try and build up our Fury Cutter. Why not? We've got plenty of other Pokemon. It's not going to do anything to start off, but it'll build. Oh. Okay. Nice. All right, well, made up for. See how that entirely makes up for 1 bad Fury Swipe? Just 2, just 2. Oh. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, come on, and miss. Yes! Yeah! Matt Jameson. Whew. And if he's faster than Poliwrath, he might just be able to take down Poliwrath by himself now. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what he can do now. Yes! Is it enough? No. Well, you know what? Matt Jameson, you did well. You did better than we could have hoped for. Let's put Holy Wayne out. Holy Wayne. Nice. Don't hinge your entire battle strategy on a 55% accuracy move. Although... And then a 50% one. Thank you, Holy Wayne. Thank you, Matt Jameson. Excellent work, you two. Leader Chuck was defeated. You're worthy of the Storm Badge. I think we are. Quick battle. Pokemon up to level 70 will obey you. That's pretty good. And then you get Dynamic Punch. Doesn't always hit, but when it does, it causes confusion. Okay, well, you know, I like my moves to hit. Here we get Fly. I don't believe any of our Pokemon can learn Fly. But let's see. Yeah, he's got to train harder. He's getting a little chubby. Oh, that's real nice, Chuck's wife. Yeah, can't do that, so let's heal on up and then head back to Olivine, where now we can heal up Amphi and get on our merry way. Talk about 2 gens in a row where we do badges 5 and 6 in the same episode. Yeah, we're gonna use Surf. We already rearranged our Pokemon, right? No, we didn't, so... let's do that. We're gonna bring Holy Wayne on down. And Matt Jameson. Oh! Matt Jameson, you come on down too. I just realized we have a different sprite for every character here. Nice. Look at our type and team diversity. Here's where it would be really nice to have Fly or Repel. But we're doing pretty well on time. I think we can fight through. We've also pretty much, I don't think we hit every single trainer, but I think we pretty much did a good bit of them on Route 41 here. Route 40, we got everyone. Come on, Patty, fight through this. I should also mention that, so there were a few other things to do in Cyanwood that we didn't. One was getting the Shuckle. Another one was this photo studio that you can go to. So, the photo studio is in the northern side of town. You can get your pictures taken of your party members once at a time. It's meant to work with the Game Boy printer, which we could use, but I actually don't know how we'd even hook that up to record. And then you could print out the Pokedex. So this giant Pokemon flying above the islands. Oh! And then you can get the Silver Wing. Well, anyway, so you can use that to print out Pokedex or stats of the Pokemon. You could also print out mail that you get from there. So that's just a nice little tidbit. A boy riding a Lapras. Huh. Could be us. Tentacruel. Are we gonna be able to flee? Yeah, it's gonna be tough, but... Let's just hope for no poison. Oh, man. So being able to flee from battle depends on how much faster you are than the opponent. So we probably don't want to have Patty out front. Given that Patty is not exactly the fastest creature in the 7 Seas. But here, yeah, you know what? Let's use confusion. I gotta find out who that was. Let me look up Battle Frontier Brains. That's what they called the leaders in the Battle Frontier. The Battle Frontier Brains. It was... Brandon. I believe it was his Registeel, was it? It was the one he said use confusion for. Maybe. Alright, come on, Patty. Nice. Yeah, the Battle Frontier is really cool, and the Battle Frontier anime season is a lot of fun, too. That one I remember watching a lot. It had just come out. I played it a lot one summer, and I used to watch it a ton on Cartoon Network. That was right when Cartoon Network got Pokemon and it moved from WB. Alright, now we can just head on back up right to Olivine. Well, of course, we're gonna have to take down one more Tentacool. Our team is fairly under-leveled at this point. Jasmine's team tops out at level 35 for Steelix. We might have a bit of an issue with that. But we'll see what we can do. Come on, Patty. I have an idea, though, of what we're going to be able to do. And how we can take on Jasmine's team. So, I think this is going to be a job primarily for our friend, Nora Durst. Yeah, see, the lighthouse just doesn't look as good when it is at nighttime. That's why you gotta play the game if you can. Play some during the day, play some at night. Switch up your playtime, see things differently, get a different feel for the world. I mean, that's really the point of playing video games to me, is getting totally immersed in the world. Feeling like you're really in there, and I think that's what one thing that Pokemon does really well, is it lets you get totally immersed. Like this lighthouse, for example, is one of the few places in Johto that I find is like a quintessential Johto area. And when I think of Johto, I think of this lighthouse. Okay, Amphi. MC Stan. Please don't be offended. Amphi won't take it. Amphi won't take the ivermectin, but from me. Alright, Paloo. Good job, Amphi. Alright. Oh, and Jasmine's hair bobs a little. That's cool. I never noticed that before. Alright, so Jasmine is the only trainer in her gym. I think how we're gonna go about this is we're gonna start off with Nora Durst leading off, our newly evolved Nora Durst, and see how we can go from there, or how we can. I just want to see what we can do, or I guess what Nora can do. Oh, now we got ahead. Isn't the gym? Yeah, the gym's up this way. Yeah, let's talk to our friend over here. Jasmine uses the newly discovered steel type. I don't know much about it. Yeah, so Jasmine has an interesting team. Her team consists of 2 Magnemite and a Steelix. Now, there's not much that we have super effective against Steelix. We have ground. It's weak to ground, fighting, fire, and water. I want to use... So these Magnemite have Supersonic. Or, sorry, Sonic Boom, which is going to be able to take off 20 HP. Let's use Nora to take them down. Hopefully. Nora the Graveler. And let's use Magnemite. Oh! That's why we don't use Dig. Oh my god, wow! Oh, and Nora Durst at a 10. That's twice now we gave a berry that totally surprised us. Okay, you know what? So it knows Iron Tail, Rock Throw. You know what? No. Let's keep Nora Durst out. Let's ride this wave, baby. Oh. Okay, well. Thanks for playing, Nora. Let's send Patty out. Patty's gonna be a little slow, but let's hope this does a good bit. Alright, I'll take that. Sunny Day essentially. Oh, well, it's gonna weaken water. Oh, wow. Okay, though. Good job, Patty. Oh, nice. Let's hope. Can you survive? I mean, you've done more than enough already, Patty. Oh. All right. Oh, and Patty outspeeds again. Wow, Patty. The only thing that would have made that better is if you survived that. That would have been sweet. I think we're gonna go with Holy Wayne here. Let's hope to outspeed and Fire Punch. Look, you knew the Hyper Potion was coming. Luckily, they don't know any ground moves. Let's hope we outspeed again. And let's hope we take it down. Oh. Yes! Okay. Holy Wayne. I feel like I gotta give that a split between Patty and Holy Wayne. Even though Holy Wayne probably could have taken it down in one bite, but no, you know what? Because she would have healed. She would have healed on that little sliver of health. So yeah, it's a true split between the two of them. And now, come on, Holy Wayne, give us one knockout. How does that work against an electric type? Come on. Nice. And down goes Jasmine. A real team effort. You're better trainer. Wow. You confer the badge on us. Thanks, Jasmine. Please take this too. Is this gonna be Iron Tail? Wow, 6 badges down. There we have it, folks. 6 whole badges. Our team is rounding into shape. There's one final thing I want to do. Now that we've had our little detour to the west, it's about time we head up to the east. Oh, could have just gone this way the whole time. Pretty much the theme for our playthrough. Could have just gone this way the whole time. Alright. We now are finally going to be able to head east like we initially planned. Gonna cut back over through the roots. Let's actually see. Yeah, let's get that berry. Now the berries are like our best friend. They've done everything for us this time. Is this an ice berry? Oh, it's just a plain berry. We'll save that to use for Miltank. Not our Miltank Glory Garvey, but the Miltank. And now we will cross back through Eckerteak and all the way over back through all the way back through Route 42 to our next little town. Pass by Mount Mortar. Let's see. Yeah, let's get one final battle in. Our guys have had a good battle so far, a good streak, I'd say. Don't know if I want Nora Durst out front, but it's a poison type, so we'll be able to do super effective damage. Sorry, Fisher Chris. Chris is actually who I'm going to the Phillies game with tonight. Hey, this is my secret place, get lost. I forgot we had so many trainers on this route, 42. One more after that. Yeah, we're not... I think we're going to skip over Mount Mortar for right now. Magnitude 5. Ugh. Yeah, not enough. Oh, let's use Headbutt. I don't know if we've used Headbutt yet on Nora, which probably means we should have taught it to someone else, but... Alright, yeah, we're gonna... Let's put Lori Garvey out here. We need Lori to get some more experience. They're both sort of the same color, though. I like that. The Nidorino sprite looks like the beginning of the first Pokemon battle in Pokemon Red. If you remember Pokemon Blue, it is actually a Jigglypuff fighting. Instead of a Nidorino, which is always a fun little nod. Okay. And now one last battle here before we wrap up this episode. And luckily Patty is strong against all these Pokemon. Surf it up. See, alright, for the level curve issue, this Diglett is level 14. We were under-leveled for our last gym battle. And we're facing off against level 14 and level 16 Pokemon in the wild. In battles scheduled for this time. I am gonna do my best to prevent having to do a lot of training on the side, but it might become inevitable. Now let's just keep Patty out. Surf is a great animation in this game. I like when the water goes up, it starts to get, like, you can see the distortion. That's awesome. Like, your Benjamin, unfortunately, you are not, well, you're not awesome at battling. I'm sure you're an awesome guy. Alright, and now we arrive at our next town, Mahogany Town. And with that, I think we've done everything we could pack into an episode. 2 gym battles, some evolutions, some surprises along the way of items we forgot we equipped. I'd say we got a lot done this episode. So thank you for tuning in. Next time we are going to continue our journey to the east. We now went left and then we went right. So thank you for joining in. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, ring the bell, tell a friend to tell a friend. Don't forget to tune in next time. Thank you very much.